I'm thirsty, but
Good.
yeah, there's one kid in the back. I'm good.
I choose dehydration.
No thing. I choose death.
Has on a head and has
I want the door to open up, and the door to open up after days of this, and it's just gets loud.
Oh, it smells like piss in there.
Could you imagine the shit just exploding on the wall?
And welcome back to Nerds Declassified Anime Survival Guide. We have just got done watching episode 10 of Platinum End, Where the Tears Go. And what do you think about that title, boys? I don't like it. I'm not a fan.
I don't like it either. I don't think it fits.
There's only one thing tears do, and it's fall and crash around me.
And always, I'm with my co-hosts, Maxwell Spencer and Joey Janis.
Was good, boys. Welcome back.
Yeah,
Hello.
we're back in the zone. All right.
AutoZone. That's a trademark of AutoZone Inc. We do not want any.
We're gonna bleep that out real quick. It'll just be the beep zone, and you just
not sponsored.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
just let your filthy little fucking minds take that beep to wherever they want to go.
That's
Wow.
right.
So a little bit of able to breathe. I feel like I've been holding my breath since episode 9 to, with the setup that they had brought us with the entire cage zone. And and I didn't know how that worked either, It didn't exactly like go into it. Like, what is it? What does it really mean? Apparently it's made out of
mirrors. It's because the cage, they have it. I don't know if this was already a previous amusement park or if like Metropolitan had this amusement park made in order to make the mirrors dome, but
The
he made
whole
the
amusement
mirror.
park.
No, dude, everything was rusted. It's an old abandoned amusement park,
Okay.
and then he just like retrofitted it with bulletproof glass so that way they couldn't get in or out.
Oh, okay. All right. Fair enough.
Oh, okay, all right. Thanks for clearing that up for us, Joe.
I mean, it's like unless he made this amusement park and then like paid extra to make it look vintage as fuck. Like they had some dude out there like
Hey, dude, every day
He called
I
the
need you to grind
Imagineers.
the metal and then throw water on it.
Make it sparkle. We're gonna need that. But yeah, we don't get a lot of Metropolitan. I thought he'd be a little more integral into this plot, but he takes more of the criminal mastermind approach.
I mean, we did see a whole lot more of Metropolitan.
We saw a lot more than I was expecting. That's for sure.
No moon.
All right,
Oh,
Max,
man.
you ready to break it down for us? What happened in this episode?
Okay, so much like this episode and our antics of getting right into the jokes, this episode also got right into it with them flying right in there and Mr. Patio Guy wasting absolutely no time stepping into the cage of being trapped.
Yeah, right away. He's like, here we go. Big theme park. We're gonna go right in, and I'm gonna go.
My
right to
kid is
wife.
in there. My wife is in there. I must go too. And then even our like new villainous, character that was introduced this last episode, even he was like,
Hajime.
holy shit, guys, he went in there. Like, did he really do this? But then he's like, oh, it's for the love of his family. What is family love? Because
Like,
of our
no, the whole thing. What is love? I've
Yeah.
never felt
He
this
took
way.
one look at this. He was like, "That's obviously a trap."
Yeah,
Well,
going right in there.
don't mind if I do.
Yeah.
No.
they'll
But it's-
never expect this.
So it kind of took us all by shock, because up until, just the start of this episode, Patio Guy's been pretty, a well thought out, wait, don't do this, don't be reckless, and as soon as his family was involved, he was like, fuck that. It's gone.
Tactics go out the window when the family
Walks in there, goes up to his wife, and he's like, are you in love with any other men right now? And she's like,
Just, now
she's like, what the, well, really, of all times to be asking that? Not like, while we're kidnapped.
look,
But
all I'm saying is
hey.
everybody has their list, okay? Everybody has their list. He's just asking if she happened to meet Johnny Depp in the 10 minutes he hasn't seen her. He just wants to know.
The real question is, was this trap a Nicolas Cage?
Boo. Of course, Joey. You got to be better than that.
It was definitely a mirror cage, a one-way mirror cage. It seems harder to hear and to see, and you can't see from the outside. So that's
you can't see from the outside or the inside.
No, from the inside looking out. To clarify,
what I really want to know is like, I understand that like one-way mirror is like one side is reflective, right? But if they try to shoot an arrow in, like it's going through the same material. So if they shot out blindly, could they in theory hit him, or would it get bounced around inside the mirrors?
No, because he shot pistol bullets in there.
I'm talking about the arrows.
But the
those
arrow
didn't ricochet. Yeah, but that is like a fucking special powered arrow.
That's a question right there. That's what we call a Nerds Declassified conundrum. How powerful and what is the density of the arrows? Can it break the glass? We don't know.
Does it matter? The arrow also was supposed to never miss until Mirai, kind of deflected that bitch a couple episodes back. So it could not be as strong and as fast as that it's made up to be. Also, bullets can hit angels and god cannonates. So if a bullet can't break out of there, I'm gonna go with no. And there was no ricochet either. There was no ricochet. It broke the glass enough. It might have pierced through, to be honest with you, because there were holes in it from when he pulled out his guns. And
Max, if you go on YouTube and watch people shoot at bulletproof glass, it breaks the glass, but doesn't go through usually.
Yeah, like bounces off. I'm assuming he's shooting in the glass. He didn't have like little holes to like peek out through or anything like that. Or just like it creates an impact, but then it just falls dead because the density of the
glass is just. It's just layered, right? So there's like 30 layers to it. So it usually pierces through one or two layers and then gets stuck inside.
That's probably what happened. It definitely pierced the glass, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, not completely, because there's definitely, we don't want to give you the wrong impression, guys. They are trapped in there. And I say they because quickly Mirai finds himself in the same situation.
Also going into the trap.
Well, he gets kind of
Metro Parliament shows up and he's like, "What's up, dog?" Like,
Metro Parliament shows up and he's like, "Hey, have you guys ever heard of an Eiffel Tower?"
Yeah.
I'm about to show you.
He took one look at Patio Man getting trapped. He said, "You crazy son of a bitch, I'm in."
Yeah.
He just jumped in there as well.
Yeah, even Mirai points it out, though. Metro Parliament shows up. Dude starts blasting the bullets out. His wife was like, "Where did you get those?" And he's like, "Not now, baby. Do you trust me? Do you love me?"
It's like, I guess I'm in.
What are you doing in my waters?
I'm in a prison. I don't know. You're here. Let's just do this thing. We're not gonna ask questions.
But Mirai ends up squaring off with both Metro Parliament and Hajime. I guess we're going with it. Hajime
and or
Sword Dude.
Yeah.
Well, also, at no point did he explain to his wife what the fuck was happening.
Nope.
He just picked her up and started flying, and she just fucking went with it.
Which is hilarious because over this episode chronologically lasts over like a couple days, like 2 to 3 days, and not once did they find time to have a conversation.
Inferred, like that we had this conversation at some point during this 3-day trip around the fucking world.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine like just Metro Parliament just sitting there like twiddling his thumbs, like, well, this is kind of fun.
We'll get to that because Metro Parliament shows up. Mirai's like, clearly you're not intending to fight us. Like, you just want to kill us and shit. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I'll tell you what, I just want him. I'm sick of fucking with you. Leave. And like, I'll let you leave this time, And Mirai was like, nah, bro, I'm going in that bitch.
We stick together. One other thing I wanted to
character.
Yeah.
I think for Metro Parliament, absolutely out of character.
Yeah.
The fact that you just show up and shoot him.
I don't know. Yeah. I think he's kind of still shook. Like, you can tell that, like, when he saw that Nase was there, he was like talking some ish like to Nase. He's like, "Hey, now, what you gonna say now? Huh?
What you gonna say now? You're not talking today. I know they can't fucking like angels can't interfere, which we now know angels can't interfere. I think we knew that, but like now it was actually kind of like said, like,
yeah.
they
Well,
can't
that's what I was
interfere.
questioning last time, right? I was like, what's the level of involvement that's allowed? Because it seemed like this angel of intuition guy was giving Hajime a ton of information for what he should do or like how to proceed, because Hajime isn't the smartest guy. So he needs a little guidance.
Think angels can. I think they can interfere. I think there's just like this like they assume that they can't, and like the agreement is that we don't interfere.
Mhm.
But in reality, if they wanted to, there's nothing stopping them. Because like he's like, because the other guy was like, angels can't cry. Like I read it in the laws or whatever, and then
oh yeah, that happens this episode. We see an angel cry, but
I'm not trying to get to the end of the
go
episode.
back, and I want to revisit one thing that happens before Mirai finds himself in the conundrum of being inside this cage. Is to face Hajime, he pulls up and he whips out a white arrow. And he's pointing the white arrow right at Hajime, right?
He assumes
that
that Metropolitan has shot this man with the red arrow already.
Okay, yeah.
So he's like, I can't fuck around and find out. I have to go right for the white arrow, which has our best girl in the show, Nase, going, yeah!
Yeah, Nase's like, let's go! I got him here, dude! Like, he's busted out the white arrow, and though she does kind of explain his like thought process for why he's doing it. He's obviously still Mirai, still doesn't want anybody to die. That's why he finds himself in the cage. But she says, by showing up and showing them the white arrow, he knows that they'll evade.
The same problem with most women I've ever talked to.
He fired that bitch.
Yeah, he shot. There's something to be said about the white arrow thing, and a little bit.
Listen, you can't go around showing off your white arrow and expect people to
whipping
stay.
that out, boys and girls. I also want to talk about Hajime, just how his character is portrayed in this episode. So I think there's a little bit of a slight kind of like shit talk or trash talk that the creators of this show are doing towards weeb, basically, like because Hajime, for whatever reason, in the last episode, a lot was happening. We couldn't really like break down, but in this episode, we kind of see a little bit more of him just, having to deal with the situation. And first of all, he's in this like hood thing. He's got different colored hair. He looks like he's cosplaying, basically.
I guess these were all kind of done to make him look, quote unquote, beautiful.
Oh yeah,
and shit, because he was an abused child who was ugly as fuck and had freckles on his teeth.
Drama.
So that's what forced him to get this outrageous fucking plastic surgery, the outrageous hair design with the multicolored tears, with the exposed chest clothing that he wears on a normal day.
And of course, the thing that completes every makeover is a katana.
No, the katana is just because he's doing God canon and shit, and I respect the style.
Bro, he was like, what's the opposite of a Giga Chad? Like the Giga Weeb?
No, I feel like that. Yeah, he is definitely channeling his inner neckbeard when he's sitting there. Like Hajime is tasked in this episode to wait. Basically,
he is the final evolution of the Milady guy.
Yeah, he is. Like deep down, I see that as how they're kind of like portraying him, right? Like he's like, oh, like this kind of like social outcast or whatever. And I think that it's just a little bit of shade by the creators, just be like, let's just make a character who's gonna be like, like 40% of the people I see at conventions or something like that, You
know what it is? It's like the weeb male gaze is what it is. He's what weeb men think that women want.
Yeah. But he has his katana. I'm not sure how he planned to use it. And the
dude, all of our characters, we got fucking one dude dressed up as Master Chief. We have one dude dressed up as a cartoon superhero that's fucking murdering people, and we have a fucking girl who looks sexy as fucking her cat shit. You know?
Jesus Christ, dude, this is literally an anime convention.
Oh god!
Literally, you guys, it's kind of funny how the tables have then been turned, because Joey in the past, when me and Rook were like, well, yeah, we were over analyzing something small. He's like, this is an anime. People fly. That's what you're hung up? You really hung up on the fucking way they're dressed up? Motherfucker looks like Master Chief, dude. Like,
yeah, if we get hung up on that, Max has a very valid point. If we get hung up on that, we are doomed for the future, boys.
We're doomed.
This is nothing.
Listen,
bitch tried to kill herself by standing in the ocean. You know,
no,
like
walking just straight out into the ocean, which is metal as fuck. Respect, Saki.
Bro, she went with the dragon eye, the dragon eye method. Just walking out.
Yeah, exactly. Just head straight ahead. So let's talk about Metropolitan's plan in this episode.
Metropolitan's plan. Okay, here's what happened. He shows up. Yeah. They trap him.
Yeah.
They have him cornered both on one side Metropolitan, one side anime dude.
Mm-hmm.
A weeb, if you will. Mirai goes, hey, I don't want anybody to die. And meanwhile, Metropolitan is pissed off because Mirai has been the only one to really challenge him yet. Like within his whole fucking stampede of being a crazy god candidate.
He's kind of
Weebman's like, what is love? Baby, don't hurt me.
Yeah.
And Mirai's like, I don't want anybody to die. I'm going in this bitch. So he goes in this bitch. He explains to patio guy who is just going, I can't carry my kid or my wife. You know, I have to choose here. Like, you know, this puts me as a bad father and a bad god candidate. And Mirai shows up to save the day. He's like, hey, I'll fucking take your kid. You take the pregnant wife. We got to fly out of here, but we got to stay moving because they're about to kill us.
We have to fly specifically fast enough so that they can't see us, but we're still here. Because basically at the end of the day, Metropolitan's plan is to get them in the cage. And then I thought using our experience of past episodes, they would just like blow them up, you know?
Nah, dude.
But instead, we're going to shoot them. Yeah, right? Yeah.
I was 100% waiting for that shit to just poof.
Yeah, right? I was just like, wait, you blew up the whole tower, but just to maybe get one guy, but like you have both of them here, and you're like, no. I used my bomb budget already. We're strictly going white arrows from here on out.
Listen, I'm not the Wile E. Coyote. I don't have a limited bomb budget.
And then when Metropolitan realizes, he's like, wait, they could be in there a while.
Yeah, so he's like, I'm gonna dip. I'm gonna make like a tree and leave, and I'm gonna go back to my place and watch you on my cameras. Creepy dude, because he's like, you make me uncomfortable hanging around with you. Still roasting this poor bastard who, even through plastic surgery and a beautiful makeover and katana, people still roast him, us included.
It's too he's too easy.
He's like, you got to stay here and watch him. You let me know the second they stop moving and we can see him again. You have to call and let me know.
Yeah, and
he's
I'll
like,
show
yes, sir, Mr. Parliament, sir. I love you, sir. And Mr. Parliament dips back to his fancy apartment
But before, or not? Sorry. Go ahead. He does go back to his apartment. I wanted to say that he leaves him. And as soon as he gets back to the apartment, they start doing the fly around thing, but this time they do it silent.
They're flying for a little bit.
Yeah.
They're staying out of there, and he's like, well, they're gonna have to stop eventually. So then during that process, they have the conversation because he's like, they don't have a plan. He doesn't have a plan when he went in there, Mr. Parliament said. And so that's when they come up with the plan in there. Mirai on the fly. Great character development. Glad to see him taking charge. Yes, on the fly. There you go.
Yeah.
He goes, all right, hey, you know what? We can't stay in here and flying around like we have no plan. Let's leave. And that's when they did it silently.
I hate to be sitting here with my little tray, and I'm just poking holes in it, hoping to make this show sink. But another hole that I gotta poke in here is they're talking. Why can't they be heard?
You can hear out, you can't hear in. They haven't talked since this moment.
No, you can hear in too. If you just talk too loud, they can hear you.
It's very muffled.
Yeah. But they're inside and Hajime's outside.
When Master Chief Patio guy was going, life! She was like, what's that? I can hear noises outside,
Honestly, I think this was just some inconsistency in this show right there, because they knew that they could hear.
Inside you cannot hear as well as you can outside.
I'm not sure. There is some sort of sound distortion either way, because the glass is thicker. Is the same.
It could be some fucking sort of audio thing designed.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Back to the plot. Fly around.
You guys are ridiculous, man. They fucking can fly with butt wings, dude. Come on.
Hey, butt wings has a come up this episode, okay? Butt wings gets his due diligence.
A man has to have his lines, okay? And audio.
Yes, exactly. The audio frequency, that's my line.
Audio out of the glass dome is your line? Okay. So, damn it. Our main character, Mirai, and Patio Guy, they're like, hey, now we leave now. And that's when they went flying silent to act as if they left, which then has put Hajime, and if I'm butchering that name wrong, I apologize.
But it's
we'll call him Weeb Guy. Hajime the Weeb Guy.
Giga Weeb.
Giga Weeb. I like it.
He was like, he sat there and he's like, wait, I can't hear them now. What is going on? They're not talking. They're not there. They talked about leaving. That is when he called Mr. Metropolitan, who's still watching from his area. And he was like, yo, they said they were going to leave and now it seems they're not there. And this has been a little bit since they said that, and I still don't hear anything and see anything. Could they have left? Mr. Metropolitan's like, you fucking moron. That's what they want us to think,
I love this interaction, by the way. I just got to say, this whole episode, this is my favorite interaction, is that Hajime consistently is calling Metropolitan to be like, I still haven't heard him. And then he's like, dude, they want you to think that. Don't open the door. Whatever you do, don't open the door. And then in a couple hours, Hajime calls him back. I'm thinking, I don't know if they're in there. Don't.
It's been a couple of days. They haven't drank or ate anything. Should I check? No.
No, I just told you. Do not open the door. And Hajime's like, I don't know.
He's got his fingers on the door. He's like, I don't know.
It's like, dude, please. And it's so funny because you hear him hang up, and Metropolitan's like, yeah, about what I expected out of him, to be honest. Hajime is just as
the whole time's like, man, this dude fucking sucks. And then Hajime's like, oh my God, Mr. Palamon was right. He totally expected that. I am his servant.
Yeah.
I love how he just he has the angel of intuition, and he's the least intuitive motherfucker in the entire series.
He needed that, dude, because he is he is operating out of all the COD candidates we've seen so far. I think the little girl that got killed could probably take this guy in a game of chess. And
honestly,
checker.
I kind of like what you said there, Joey, with the opposites with them. All the angels are kind of opposite, because if I had to classify, Nase would be the angel of confidence, where Mirai's like, gee man, I don't know, man, I want to have a normal life. We have angel of intuition with Moron. We have the I must control everything because I am the man in control with Frozen Sister Metropolitan, and his angel Balto, who was like, yo.
No, Balto's the
oh no, that's the I'm thinking of I doubled up the characters. I just like how
figured out
Balto was in this episode.
Yeah, Balto seemed pretty chill. In fact, all the angels.
Maybe I'm wrong on that theory. I don't know. It kind of makes sense though, because then Saki
What was his
was,
angel, though?
I'm going to
What was
follow
his angel?
along with everybody when they make fun of Mirai because his parents died, which is a thing kids do, I guess, in anime. And then his
question,
angel
Joey.
was like, I'm going to do everything where I can, benefit, like, so it could be differences. I don't know.
To answer your question, Joey, we haven't figured out what Metropolitans is. Like I said, that whole concept of that angels have certain personality, it's kind of relatively new, right? So when just so you know, this entire time I'm trying to talk and Joey's just showing me his toys. Like this is like a Friday show and tell. I don't know what he's trying to accomplish. I'm literally explaining to him. I'm having a direct conversation. He's like, look at this. look at my little figure.
Listen. I got nothing.
No, you listen. That's the thing. You listen. Okay. We don't know what everybody's is exactly. There is some validity to Max's statement with a couple of the angels, but then I don't consider somebody like Patio Man isn't like unintelligent, so he doesn't have like the book smart angel or whatever, So there's cracks.
Yeah, okay. I guess. Yeah, you're right.
What was her angel again? What was her?
At the end of that episode, we find out Ash Cheeks gets a moniker and he levels up. He goes to first rank. So now he has wings, just like he was trying to do. Mm-hmm. But he had to. It wasn't just that you had to learn a bunch of stuff. It's like it's almost like as an angel, you have to experience a certain thing or a certain shaping or defining moment that that serves as your level up point. Because we get to see God this episode, and we get to hear.
That was cool.
Yeah.
So basically, Ass Wings is. I love how that's still his name, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ass Wings was stuffing his face full of all the memories, and he was like, "Dude, my head's about to explode. Like I've been up to this for like 2 days now. Like I don't know if I can keep on going." And so he ends up dropping one of the orbs of infinite wisdom of 10,000 books equivalent wisdom. Mm-hmm. And it rolls out to Saki, who is sitting there, and she
hasn't slept. She's just
has not slept, has not ate, has not done anything but wait for them to return from the initial moment of getting roasted about not having wings and them leaving.
From her perspective, they just dip and then they're just gone. Like that's it. So okay, like they're just gone now. Okay, I guess maybe they went and died. Maybe we have no idea, right? So she's just she's just stuck. And when the angel and her angel and her have a conversation, they're both just like extremely worried. What if this happens? What if this happens? And then the angel kind of shares in that emotion in a way that we don't see the other angels doing, right? Like we see a general concern for their partner, right? And not saying they care about them, obviously, but there's no like, me and you were in this together, man. Where they vibe like that, and that vibe is the moment that he starts to cry, which is a very strange. It's not like coming from your
angels can't cry for humans. It's no angel before Ass Wings has been able to make that feat of
the first
crying and feeling for the emotions for the humans and everything.
And by crying, he just said, I wanted to. Okay, so like, so he's the first one to ever cry. And like, how funny would it be if just like God came down, was like, "What's up, bitch, angel?"
What's up, bitch? Well, dude, even
first angel to ever cry.
Ass Wings was like, damn, dude, that was me. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not fit to be an angel. And that's when God was like, my boy, no other angel has ever been able to come over that feat. Yes. And he was like, what do you mean? And he's like, you can feel for emotions, and that's what it took for you to feel that. And then he got the second crown on his fucking goddamn head.
Yeah.
The emo angel.
Yeah.
But
he like projects water out.
Well,
It just oozes out of like various pores. Like it doesn't just like
it's just there. Like it's just like there's. It's not like they have like tears.
Angels that can fly that are fucking trying to pick a human for fucking goddamn candidacy. If fucking water comes out of their pores, well, you know what? I'm human. Same with me. But it's used as a cooling mechanism, not to get wings.
If only, right, Max? You could just projectile shoot water out of you.
It'd be like a defense thing. Like if I was
I always wear tank tops. I just projectile water out of it.
Yeah, actually, if you just lift your arm in the right way.
Sneak attack.
He goes to a drought-filled country. We need water here. Our children, they're dying. Please feed them first. Max just has to go up and pour armpit liquid into these kids' mouths.
Just have a little suckle.
Pump the arm, pull it up and down. Yep,
attached
you gotta pump
to one of those water horses that they used to have at like the lacrosse practice with like all the different fucking hoses off of them and the lever.
Yep.
Oh fuck!
Feed from me, children. Feed from me. It's my sustenance.
Just lick it. Lick the water.
Fucking water.
Oh god, dude!
And they're like, and they all have to take a second to be like, I'm thirsty, but like
good.
Yeah, there's one kid in the back. I'm good.
I choose dehydration.
No thing. I choose death.
Oh man.
Oh god, it tastes like Old Spice.
Yeah.
And shame.
So meanwhile, while all this is going on, Asswings gets his wings. He gives his wings to Saki. She gets to blossom them up. Hers aren't on her ass, which is like, hey, they did something right, you know?
Yeah, right.
Unless his wings moved up because he's a higher tier of angel now.
Nope.
Do you think that's the case?
He's still ass to crotch wings now.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Well,
Well,
anyways,
different wing setup.
During all this, we have
God said, if you're gonna be the angel of emotion, then you're getting some ass wings, you fucking loser.
Little crybaby bitch.
Get
over there.
Bitch.
You gonna cry? You gonna cry?
What are you gonna do? Cry? You're the only one who can.
Cry more.
Yeah.
No, so during all this, we have Hajima calling Metropolitan yet again, and he's like, "Hey,
can I go in
there? They're angel.
Can I get in there?" And then Metropolitan's like, rubbing his temples at this point, just like laying down in his relaxation pod.
Well,
just going,
no,
that's naked, by the way.
Not yet.
Oh yeah, wait.
So
Joey's favorite part.
He calls them and he's like, "Yo, their angels have left. Do you think they really did leave?" And Metropolitan again was like, "That's what they want you to think, you fucking moron. Don't worry about it. Pay attention in there." And
looking, and he's like, "It's been like 3 days."
Yeah, he's like, "It's been multiple days, and they've had water. Like their angels are gone. Like, what if they're not here?" And anyways, Nase and the other angel are hanging out back behind a water tower that is right there. They're like, "Yo, Balto, like, he seems to not give a fuck that we left, you know? Like,
yeah,
he's just kind of there chilling." And that is when Nase pulls up with her angel ass wing, and it's like, "I got wings."
Saki pulls up with with her angel, and they're all super happy. Yay, happy fun time. We have wings now. And Saki-chan is here, and she's ready to rock, dude.
Yeah. And she's like, "Well, what can I do to help?" And that's when Balto comes over, the angel of wisdom that is Hajima's angel, and he's like, "Yo, try shooting him with a red arrow. He doesn't have one right now. He's just like, this is all natural, like, feelings that he has come up with himself for Mr. Metropolitan. So maybe you can change the tide of this battle, because, like, the person who just showed up, you have the key to the conclusion of this little standoff that we're in."
Yeah. He shows up and he doesn't exactly like, he's not like exactly rooting for her, but he's like, just by the way, you're obviously the one who's going to end this standoff. of people flying around, which now I just can't get it out of my head. Okay, so they're multiple days, they're flying around. When do they peak?
Dude, you're getting hung up on the weirdest things on today's episode.
Don't you know that piss dissipates at like 70 miles per hour?
So they're all breathing in piss.
Yeah, they're basically just flying around in a cloud of their own mess.
Has thought ahead and has some sort of fancy thing.
I want the door to open up. The door to open up after days of this, and it's just piss cloud.
Oh, it smells like piss in there.
Jesus.
No, dude, could you imagine the shit just exploding on the wall? Because they're basically traveling at the speed
I can't
of light.
see. There's some yellowish brown substance that has seemed to cover the mirrors. Oh god, this is fucking
like
close. I'm so sorry.
Every couple Hajima uses what sounds like a bird smacking into the window.
That's why the kid was so like nauseous and out of it by the end of it. She's been living in.
Why do you think he feels so gross like that? Why do you think he's like going in and out of consciousness? He's been breathing in his own piss for the last hour.
The mom and daughter do not have masks on. I just want to mind you, they don't have any sort of suit on or anything, so that's just free to the glass.
Oh god.
This
can't be good for her.
Win the whole time.
Slapping, yeah. We check back in with Mirai. It is very like it is a Mexican standoff, right? Like there's nothing happening here. It's just we're waiting for you guys to tire out, basically, and then we're gonna shoot you with some arrows. And Saki shows up. She's got her goggles. She's got her suit on. She whips out the red arrow, and this Hajime not even paying attention. Dude is just straight up looking down and putting his sword in and out, and she hits him.
Yeah, she does shoot him with the arrow, which my favorite part about her coming to the conclusion of doing that is when Balto was like, hey, why don't you do that? And Asswings was like, nah, dude, why are you trying to mess with us, dog? And Nase was like, wait, yeah, that's a good idea. Fuck yeah, do it. You should try that.
Shoot his ass.
Shoot him.
Yeah. Why are we not all thinking that immediately? We've been here for a while.
Yeah.
We all got hugely distracted by the shit covered fucking classmates down there.
Oh god.
That's why you can't really see inside too. He's kind of looking around. It helps with the distraction.
All he just sees like brown smear all over.
But what's funnier is that they're going. I'm guessing they're in a certain circular motion. They're not like turning around and going the other way, right? So this isn't a cloud, boys. This is a tornado.
Oh my god! I did see a tornado. Holy crap! It's basically Johnny Depp's bed.
I hate this bit so much.
It's so funny.
I can't believe this has been the big bit of this episode.
Bro,
listener, I'm sorry that this is what you waited for.
They were thinking it too.
The Amber Hearded all over this trap.
Yeah.
But
so
go on, back.
Saki shoots him.
Take us home.
Saki shoots him.
I'm sorry, Matt. Like, are you tired of this shit?
Yeah. Well, bit. Nah.
Nope.
Saki shoots him. He's like, holy fuck. What is this? I was shot. And by who?
And we get a little build up to that throughout the episode because I'm going to harken back to what Max said earlier. He has been kind of contemplating what love is. Hajime. He's from the beginning because he's like, why would you fly in there? Love? Doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Why would he
protecting your family? Love? Like, what the fuck doesn't that
make sense
mean?
To me? And then he's kind of like, this is obviously somebody who has experienced a very traumatic existence.
Very traumatic existence.
And so because of that, he's been contemplating about this. So when he gets hit with the red arrow, he's
he's like,
that's
shit.
What that is. And the way he expresses it is the most weeby way possible.
Well, he goes, who? And it goes back and it shows Saki peeking around the corner, and he's like, I'm in love with the girl with the cat ears.
In true weeb fashion, he just abandons his friend for a lady in cat ears that he's never met before.
Cat ears, so he's never met. And what's funny is that Saki eventually just plays into it, and it is a treat. She hits him with the finger to the lip.
Well, I think kind of part of that, the reason she had to play so up for it too, is he, even though struck with the red arrow, pretty much that entire time with going, damn, dude, she has my heart, this girl with the cat ears. But he's like, but I'm Mr. Petromalaman's fucking Mr. Petromalaman.
Mr. Petromalaman. Look at me. Get some petrol and then some Molly, man. This is a fucking petrol ring.
Bro, you broke Max. Max left. He said, I'm fucking done with this shit.
Max said we'll be right back after this short break.
I'm back.
Well, I didn't get too far into the petrol Molly rave. You want me to elaborate on that? Okay, so
no, so he's like, I'm Mr. Metropolitans, you know, and he's like, I'm a servant, and my existence is to be his and be of useful to him. But
he's
this girl fighting against the red arrow, which so far we have not seen.
Yeah, I was very surprised. I'll say I was really surprised all the way through.
Well, they did say that the red arrow won't make you do something against what you would be like, well, completely against your will. Like, it can't make you kill yourself unless you have a reason to kill yourself. Remember, that was like a big thing in the first episode.
Yeah,
that's also why the one dude was like, well, fuck that, I'm flying away, when he almost ripped that girl in half.
Yeah.
So it's cool to see that moment where he's like, damn, like, red arrow, but my unreasonable love because I saw this dude killing people on TV, you know, like.
Yeah, you could tell that emotion, because it was there first, causes him to Max struggling with the focus of his camera, like this isn't an audio format.
I know, it's distracting. Hey, there it is. No, it's not. I'm just gonna be blurry for the rest of the fucking recording.
There's a
damn, we got distracted as fuck.
This whole episode, it's just gonna be Max doing his best to reel us in.
No, I'm here for it. I'm right here. Honestly, Hajime is in love now, and he has some really weeby lines that's where I felt like those pot shots were being taken with the creators. You know, I mean, just like he just completely falls all over the cat girl, and so Saki sees it's not really working all the way, right? Or as intended. He's definitely still like, still a servant, Metropolitan, no thoughts, just the blade. And he's gripping that blade with both hands. He's just sheathing it in and out.
Yeah, my favorite.
Ferociously.
Well, two things. During that whole thing, all the commotion with him making noise about wanting to love Metropolitan, but also wanting to love the girl with cat ears that just shot him. We do get a flash on the inside where you can see the toll of breathing in all that piss is taking in
it's making a
patio guy and the one dude, and he flashes back to a time in the hospital.
Yeah,
where he's like, I get to die with the people that I love caring for me, blah blah blah, and he goes to fucking pull out a cigarette to smoke in the hospital room
next to his pregnant wife.
Next to his pregnant wife in the hospital. He's like, what's gonna happen? He doesn't care at that point.
What's this gonna do? Give me cancer?
Like, yeah.
But the reason is because he's tiring out, man, and he needs some motivation, because there is energy being expended here. However much it may be, because it's been multiple days, but obviously this is like a marathon run. No food, no water, just piss.
Yeah, just piss. So that's when he hears all that, and I think they kind of get brought back into how they have to be, all right, we're in some shit right now, like we still got to be in the game plan because of all this noise going on. We have Hajime, who actually calls Metropolitan to report to him that he was shot with the arrow, which is like, holy fuck, dude. Like,
That's kind of where we're at. It comes the end of the episode is we're not really sure how he's going to react to this because he's been fighting it. He hasn't. He's definitely in love with Saki, but he's trying to mentally find that balance of like, okay, I still got to do my duty here, even though I'm shot with the red arrow. I'm not just like a mindless zombie slave instant, you know?
Has to do his duty.
No, he's been doing his duty in the bathroom with a stern eye on the glass.
Mm-hmm. But during all this, that's when we get the full nude shot of Metropolitan. He wakes up out of his back to tank, his sleeping chamber. He's most high tech, like blast shield closing fucking door because this dude's a little over the top with everything he does.
He's fucking.
He's
fabulous.
like, I told you not to call me unless they stop moving, you know. And he's like, but I'm in love with, or that's when we get Saki coming out of the woodworks, like
coming out from behind the and she's just weed bait, dude. She's just weed bait, like, and she knows it. She shows out.
She's got the
side.
finger in front of her mouth. She's sitting crooked.
She flashes the tail
out to the side, tail wagging. She's like, "Hello there." Mask down because you know she had to reel him back in. The red arrow wasn't sinking. It almost looked like Hajime was going to rip the arrow out.
Well, yeah,
like
he was feeling for it. I think I was confused by that shot just because he's reaching for that area on his body, and I can't tell if he was like, "Oh, my heart, like I'm so in love," or if he's like, "Oh, this thing, like I gotta get this thing out."
I wonder if it's not really working on him because he doesn't know what love is.
Dude, fucking that's a really good observation.
That's an interesting theory. That would be a cool little like character trait that we could see because it's built up, you know. I think it's more of it's gonna serve more as like that's what that shit is. And later on, Hajime will have somewhere to go as a character. As like, now that I've experienced what love is, that's what I want to find in my life. And he'll realize, you know, you don't have to be like a servant or whatever. There is this thing called love. You can find it. You're worthy of it. And then he'll get murdered by Metropolitan.
That sounds way too happy for this kind of show. I got a feeling he's gonna go fucking insane, and he's gonna take that samurai sword and he's just gonna stab himself in the stomach with it. Like, oh my god,
we haven't seen anything
or whatever the fuck, dude. I'm gonna fucking die. It's just gonna be insane.
Or he fails Metropolitan and Metropolitan just murks him. Like one way or another, this dude ends bloody. I'm calling it out.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's your prediction. What do we got, Max? Any predictions coming up in the next episode?
Dude, I don't know because honestly, like even like recording, it's now happened to me twice in like the last hour where that was the fastest fucking 20-minute episode and then the fastest podcast recap I think we've ever had because I was just expecting to talk so much more. Such a great episode leading into the next one, which is just going to be filled with such great shit. We have angry Metropolitan because he could not continue with his nap. We have sexy Saki showing us that wonderful battery exhausting tail that she's got. And then we have crazy dude falling in love. You know, and dude, what's going to happen? Is he going to twist and turn on Metropolitan or is he going to be driven nuts? Is he going to go bloody mess like Joey's saying? I don't know. All I know is I'm fucking excited.
Yeah, great. I'm glad that we're back into it, boys. All right, I want to move on to our new section, which we've kind of had, but I want to make it official. It is now time for top Crunchyroll comments.
Ah, yes.
And of course, the first one is, looks like Saki has a new tier 3 sub. Thank you, the Moon community.
Facts. That was getting the fat old thumbs up.
That was getting the fat old thumbs up. Thank you, the Moon community, for your comments. Next one down, and this kind of helps me out.
Next few comments down, bro just got post nut clarity.
He does.
Oh man.
Who's that by? We got to make sure that we're shouting out these people with their wonderful comments here.
Nuo 46.
Nuo 46. Thank you very much for your comment. You made us laugh. And I hope that the rest of you will consider, getting on the anime vibe for this great community. I have a great one here that actually helps me learn what Metropolitan's angel is the angel of.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure.
What is he?
But I got to do a quick little research. So go ahead and read out one of your favorites, Mac.
Honestly, I just saw one where somebody was like, dude, that dragged. And I disagreed. That was way too quick of an episode.
Okay, so you have to fight him in real life.
Yeah.
How tall do you think he is?
Bro, I enjoy the story, but I'm mainly here for that intro and outro song.
Ooh, yeah, well, that's what we're all about too. I do. So going back, and this actually helps us clarify. So Mesa is the name of Metropolitan's angel, and she is the angel of lust. So the comment reads, if Revel became the angel of emotion by crying for a human, I wonder how Mesa became the angel of lust.
Oh, that's cool. The spoiler ones. Yeah. This is interesting. We're now reading more comments and stuff.
Yep. I definitely want to include these wonderful people. They make me laugh, and I think that they deserve to be on the podcast too. So if you guys are one of the commenters here, you happen to be listening to this podcast, make sure you hit us up. We are on Twitter. We are on the emails. We are on Twitch mostly. A lot of the time we've been doing a lot of streaming maxes over there at Tough Chicken with 2 N's. Myself as well as Mookie She, spelled Mookie She, like the pronoun. and of course email us at nerdsdeclassified@gmail.com.
Or leave it in the comments.
Yeah, definitely.
If you were sick of that bit like I was back then, because goddamn, there was a lot of talk about poo.
As soon as anything gets multi-day, you've got to start thinking about that. Trust me. All right.
Yes.
Adios, folks. Thanks for listening again, and we'll see you at episode 11. Have a good one.
Goodbye.